What's up guys, my name is Yafet and I drive this Lam Scion XB. Now welcome to my channel. I'm an absolute nobody and that's the complete reason I'm actually doing this series. We are going to be flipping cars until we can afford Acura NSX. Now that is my dream car. I've been wanting that car since I was butt fucking little. Okay, now can I afford that? No, I cannot. Now how are we going to make some money? Okay, the idea is we have a 2000s Ford Ranger. I recently purchased that truck for about $1,400. Now, this is how the truck looks right now. Paint chips everywhere. The fucking paint on the roof looks disgusting. Has some dents here and there. Has some big ass rims on it that I just put for $100 fucking bucks. Now, we are going to be doing everything ourselves to save as much money as possible and try to make as much money as possible. Now, every single dollar will be counted. Right now, I have spent this much. This is the list of everything I've done. I've bought the truck, I've registered it, I did an oil change, a coolant flush, and I also did a transmission flush. I've also got new tires, new rims, I did an alignment on it, and right now it's driving mint. It has cold AC, and the only thing that it makes it look fucking disgusting is the paint. So that's the first thing we're tackling. Now let's get into the video. If you guys are hyped for this series, hit the like and subscribe, stay tuned, and let's fucking roll. Other than the bed, we also have to do this door. Right here, it looks like it's just really dirty, caked on from all the times people opening the door and closing it. That looks disgusting, but we're gonna take care of this. The other big spot is obviously the roof and then the cowl area. So this, we just gotta take off the wipers to sand this and then paint it again. We'll make sure to cover up the windshield so it doesn't get dirty. And then we're gonna make some progress. So let's get started because we'll be here a little bit and I'll just set you guys on a time lapse. All right, so we have pretty much sanded these down. They are pretty smooth in some areas, but I am going to apply a little bit of Bondo just to fill the little imperfections. I'm going to continue on this, hopefully get this side all prepped and sanded down. Then we are going to continue to the door because that door looks hideous and it's bothering me every time I pass by it. All right, now we're going to continue on the door, sand it a little bit more. Might need to figure out how to pop this out. I think I have to lower the window and just pop it out. Do that, and then onto the roof because the roof is going to be probably the worst part. All right, so right now I have finished sanding about everything. The cowl, the roof, all I have is the one part that had the little dent on the side. I'm just waiting for the Bondo to dry up so then I could sand that one again. This door is done. This side of the bed is done. The other side of the bed is done. So we should be good to give this a good cleaning. So I'm gonna wipe it down a lot, wipe it down, and then just start primering all the spots that we are gonna paint. And then I'll show you guys the process. All right, so the good thing is that today has not been crazy windy. And as you can see, I'm very dirty. Obviously, I've been sanding for about an hour, maybe 2 hours already. And basically, we have this acrylic enamel from Rust-Oleum. It's gloss white. It should look almost the exact same as this truck. Very close. And then we have clear. The paint is primer plus paint, so we shouldn't really have to prime it. I am going to wipe everything down really quick and then start masking it. I don't want any other part other than the parts that we sanded to get painted. All right, so the truck is fully taped up. As you can see, we left this, that side, the roof, this pillar, the door. Obviously the bed I didn't really cover up just because it's pretty bad. What I am going to do is just put a piece of paper and tape here so we don't get the wheels dirty. Covered up the back window, took off the third brake light, covered up both tail lights. Sheesh. We are basically ready to start painting. Let's go. All right, so right now it is just drying up, as you could see. It looks way better. We still are gonna have to wet sand this, but after that it should be Gucci. All right, so with the paint job, obviously this isn't the OEM white, so it's gonna look a tiny bit different. What we are gonna do after it fully cures, which is gonna be in about 2 to 3 days, we are gonna wet sand and polish it. That should get it looking very close to the exact same color. And then after that, we should just vacuum the car, clean it up, and we're gonna post it for sale. And hopefully it sells quick. Now, when I did buy the Ranger, it obviously didn't come on the rims that I have it on currently. So these are the factory ones. I have those up for about 200 bucks. So if I do sell those, we will subtract that from the total. I'll be honest, the interior of this truck isn't too bad. The worst part is this part on the dash that is a little bit chipped. And I'm pretty sure this is, yep, this is the airbag. So we can't really change that. So what we're gonna do is give it a wipe down. I have some degreaser to try to take off all the dirt marks. Obviously vacuum as good as possible. And then we will put some, not tire shine, but the coating to make the black trim look better. Same thing with the steering wheel. Then we should be good. The only other thing is the headliner on this part is coming off. But this should actually be a quick fix. I'm pretty sure I have some old spray glue that I might have used in the past couple years, and we could just probably put that on there. But obviously, we are gonna add that to the total, because if you don't have it, then you would have to buy a thing of glue. All right, so basically, we are almost done. We wiped everything with some cleaner degreaser. That's just to make sure to get all the really dirty spots out. And then now I'm gonna do some Armor All Protectant. This is basically gonna make the trim shine a little bit brighter and, you know, gives it that newer look. All right, so after this, which I'm basically almost done, what we are gonna do is clean the engine bay a little bit. We wanna make sure that when they pop the hood, they look at it and know that, dang, okay, this person took care of the truck. Now we are basically done with the truck for today. All that's left is to wait for the paint to dry so we can do a wet sand and polish and then get this thing looking as good as it's been for the past 25 years, okay? It's probably never looked this good. Engine bay came out so clean. The interior came out mwah. Now I've thought about it, and while I wait for the paint to dry, I'm actually gonna drive this car to a nice spot so I could take some pictures for Facebook. I am more than likely going to just post it up for sale right now as it is for $3,500. If somebody wants to look at it beforehand and they're willing to take it, why not? All right, guys, so it's been a little bit since the last clip. Now, I did tell you guys that I was gonna post the truck up for sale for $3,500 on the last clip. Now, the last clip was on Tuesday. Today is Sunday. Now, the truck sold actually on Friday. It was only up for sale for 3 days. I had one guy come check it out. But yeah, long story short, the truck is sold. We got $2,900 for it. Now, you guys have seen, and obviously I put up the list of all the stuff that I had done before I started recording. We are gonna make a new list with the time spent, the amount of money spent, to see how much we sold the truck for, how much we put into it, and how much we made. All right, so let's put up the amount of money we spent on the truck and what we got it for. So here it is. Now, we spent $1,400 when we first purchased the truck. Then we had to register the truck. We had to do an oil change, a coolant flush, a trans flush. And that was like the only maintenance things we did. All the other materials and everything like that was sanding the truck, spray painting the truck and making sure it looked as good as possible. Now, we also spent some money on rims and tires, which I actually did end up telling the guy that he could take the OEM wheels. So technically, we didn't have to spend that extra money, but we did, so I'm going to count it. All right, so we spent a total of $2,069 on fixing up the truck. And then we ended up selling the truck for $2,900. So if you do the math, $2,069 minus $2,900 gives us a total of $831. And that is our total profit for this flip. Now, if you do the math, $831 in the 9 hours that we spent working on the truck, we made a total of $92.33 per hour. Now that's going to conclude our first flip. We bought it for $1,400, sold it for $29, and made about almost $900 in profit. Now the next flip isn't coming from Marketplace, and you guys better stay tuned. And if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll be back. Let's go.